Yes, the horn signaling that we are about ready for action. We're going a little bit early in case you couldn't tell. We were talking in the morning game about this game starting at 1:30 Central Time. But I guess the refs or somebody has someplace to be. So, the Atlanta guys, we figured, probably had an afternoon flight. So they're probably happy to get started a little bit early for the airport. But this is the championship game of the Gopher State President's Cup. And today it pits your Omaha Jr Mavs and should provide stiff opposition today to the Junior Mavericks as they try to take home their second tournament trophy championship this season.
These are always dangerous games when you face them again. They get their act together, they rethink their inks, they try and adjust their game plan to really stand a chance against a team that defeated them previously. So Mavericks, just like we always say, needing to stay on the gas.
Stoney, T-Squared, and Vinny out to start, along with Wyatt Ike and the boss. And the Junior Mavericks win the opening draw. Ike up. T-Squared had it pop off his stick. Loose at center ice. Vinny had his back. He'll stoke it in. And T-Squared is on his horse as he gets in there after that loose puck. Misses on the check. Help comes from Vinny to keep it alive. Here's T-Squared out. Quick shot! And that one through the crease and wide. Ike's got to chase it down back at center ice. 2 on Ike, but he able to slide that pass through. T-Squared couldn't take it cleanly. Here's the boss now at his own blue line. Rink wide for T-Squared. He'll gain the red. And that puck just wouldn't sit down for him, but he's able to get it in. Junior Mavericks looking for an early shift change as Boss retreats to his own zone. Rink wide for Ike. He's got a lane. Calling for it is Charlie. Ike instead will find Jack Davis along the far side. And this one tipped in. Paxson out to complete the line change. Here's Charlie. Fanned on his first shot attempt. Second time, it's taken over by Atlanta, but stolen back by Paxson. Paxson battling 2, and this one finally popped back into the Maverick zone. You can already tell, Matt, the pace of this game. Dangerous play right in front. Quick shot save. Rosie, and the rebound cleaned up by Paxson, who will chase it down now. Took the big hit, but got it out for Charlie. He's up ice with Jack. Charlie carrying. Couldn't get off the shot, got stripped on the play, then stands up a man along the end wall. That puck comes free. Atlanta's got it. And they will pop this one back into the Maverick zone. Another shift change on for the Junior Mavericks. Here's Fleming now, handing it off for Sturba. Sturbs moving it in. Little sachet move, and now we'll play it in deep. Here's Wyatt Tremaine with Sturbs helping. Played up the kick plate. Allers has this one, tightly covered, and the puck forced out to center ice. Allers waiting for his team to clear the zone, brought it in a step too soon, and offside is called on the play. 10:41 to go here in the first period. Don't believe the scoreboard, still says third, but it's first period, and we have no score. Allers, Tremaine, and Sturber remain out there with Keeney and Bear back on the blue line. Real stick duel going on there. Allers wins that one, brings it on. Quick shot, glove save by the goaltender. He'll hang on. And another quick change of lines. Let's thank our sponsors, Matt, while we have time. Nebraska Electric Power Sports. We sell fun. Joe Chalin Tax Services. Charleston Homes voted #1 Best of Omaha for 2025. And Cottonwood Salon Suite. Thank you for your support of the Junior Mavericks. Dished up the wall. Stoney battling against 2. Court right there as well. This one squibs out. Here's Taz with a shot. Pad save. Rebound to the corner. Taken by Atlanta. They get it to the blue line, but only that far as it's lifted back along by Bear. Atlanta able to clean that one up, and they'll send into the Maverick zone. Good job by Bear to send this one ahead. Stoney will lead the rush. He's got Taz on his left. Stoney fires. Pad save by the goaltender. Rebound to the blue line. Not past Abram, who drubs it back to the end boards. Atlanta on it yet again. Long pass. Flying off the bench was T-Squared, but just couldn't keep it in, and offside is called on the play.
As much as you're seeing Atlanta move their feet, puck still stands in this offensive zone of the ice for the Omaha Mavericks. So Mavericks matching this pace very nicely.
Trying to really apply the pressure to the Maverick defensemen. It'll be up to those guys to keep their feet moving and to find those outlets. Here's Ike now moving in. Ike sandwiched and dragged down. Loose puck taken by Vinny. Threw it in front. The one-timer by T-Squared is snubbed. And a good job by Paxson to get back and take over on that puck. Now there's T-Squared moving back in against the smaller defenseman. Goes around him. Takes the shot. Save goaltender. Wasn't sure where it was. But he had it. And we'll bring a whistle. Paxson, Vinny, T-Squared. Paxson telling Ike to step down the wall there. He wants to draw it back to Boston. And does so. Boston will shove it to the end boards, and Vinny's into battle for it. Vinny up to the half wall. This puck given up. Quick shot, Paxson, and the goalie saw it at the last minute to make the save. Wyatt Ike holding at the point. Across for Boston. He'll fire one. Tipped in front, and they score! On the rebound, I think that's T-Squared who got the stick on it. He and Paxson were both right there. No.
Peter.
Oh, Vinny's going to get the goal.
Peter, was that Boss from the point?
I don't know. T-Squared's leading the he's leading the pile past the bench, so I think T-Squared was the one who got that.
Taden got it. Was it from Boss at the point?
Boss had the point. He's the one who initiated that one. So a 1-0 lead for the Junior Mavericks here at 8:58 to go in the first period. Face-off win. Allers back along with Jack and Charlie. Allers for Charlie. He'll turn and walk it in. Charlie bothered from behind and sent sprawling. Here comes Atlanta back the other way. Nandy cuts off that play as the puck drifts in on Rosie, who pushes it aside. Allers is there, fluttering puck, up his stick. Will got it back. He'll send it ahead. Jack will get it out to center. Atlanta sends this one back along, tried to tip it in, but Nandy able to knock that one down. And here is Jack walking it ahead for the play in deep. Charlie on the forecheck. He gets there first. Charlie down low. Jack trying to steer it, but off the side of the net. He's got Allers in front. Puck loose there. Will didn't get to it in time. Cleared up, but not out. Nandy a drive, and that one thunders off the end wall. Charlie in again, trying to free that puck up. He gets it on back for Fleming. He'll fire, going for the 5-hole, and the goalie able to close it up and stop play. 7:55 our time to go in the first period. It's a 1-0 lead for the Junior Mavericks.
Mavericks just wearing this goalie down with shots and time of possession, time in the offensive zone. Atlanta doing a good job of moving their feet and making some saves, but Mavericks still with the advantage here.
Off the face-off, this puck will drift out to center ice. Bear races back with a man right on his back. Tried to play it out, but it's kept alive by Atlanta. Forced off into the corner. Good play by Bear to take it back for the Junior Mavericks, and he will hustle up ice. Bear racing ahead for the shovel in. This one will pinball around to the near wing side. Sturbs is there. His pass misfired and comes to center. So Bear's got to get it again. Bear around one forechecker. And around another to send Stoney away down that left wing. Stoney moving in. Good fake of the shot. Then funnels it in front. Couldn't find the connection with Sturbs. And that goes for an icing as Atlanta sends it the other way. Pace of the game is really good, Matt, off the hop here. I like the way the Mavericks are moving their feet and getting in on the attack.
Getting the first goal is a big one, too. That's something the Mavericks don't always do, and that helps momentum immensely.
I think every game of this tournament they have scored first, maybe other than this team. I think this Atlanta team, if I remember correctly, was the one team that scored first on them, and then the Mavericks were able to come back and take the lead, which they never relinquished. Paxson wins the face-off, tapped farther by Courtright, knocked away from him and up to the blue line, not past Boston for a shot. Pad save, kept alive by Courtright, who will send it to the end wall. Here's Taz now. Taz yanks this one to the slot. That broken up by Atlanta. This one will make the goal line.
Nice thinking by Taz there to just kind of drift one right out through the slot.
Another icing call against Atlanta. Allers out along with T-Squared and Vinny. Fleming and Nandy on the blue line. Allers, we're going to want to go Will to Will on this one. Will's got it in his feet, trying to pull it out. This one worked in front. I think did Will do that?
I think so.
Yeah, he didn't have the lane to go back to the point, so he just threw it in front. Goalie covers that one up. Another face-off, this time Atlanta able to control. Nandy's got it along the wall.
Nice
Good
recovery.
perseverance, threw it in front. Pad save of the goaltender, and a big rebound is sent back up ice. Great back checking by T-Squared as he's able to knock away the pass, and here comes Fleming moving back on. Fleming, poke check as he crossed the line, and this one wobbled back into the Maverick zone. They wave off the icing, and so Nandy's got to play it. Nandy around back. Will return the favor. Nandy up the near wall. There's Vinny, jostled off his stick, but Allers carries it along now, has Fleming and T-Squared with him. Allers on his backhand, drops it off. Nandy follows, shoots, save by the goaltender. He's got it with the glove. That's a good play, dropping it back to the trailing defenseman because everybody's moving forward into the zone, and if he's free of a back checker, there's a shot chance as there was there for Nandy.
Will was just going to get pinched to the corner. I flagged him on that highlight. That's a great drop pass for Nandy to take advantage of a shooting lane.
Charlie, Jack, and Stoney out there now. Bear's got it at the left point. He's out there with Abram. This puck drifts around the kick plate. Atlanta will take over and bring it up. With some speed, the Mavericks with 3 guys back. Pass rink wide, misfired. Bear's going to run his man to the end wall. That player, though, keeping his feet moving. There was Keeney for the reach in to poke it away. And now Bear around back. Hard pass for Stoney. In from the point with the defenseman for a shot. And a good play there by Rosie following that through traffic to make the save. Our time now 5:28 to go here in the first period. A 1-0 lead for the Junior Mavericks on that goal by T-Squared.
Maybe the second shot on goal for Rosie. Back, shot through traffic.
Bouncing puck in the slot. And Abram able to battle there and make sure that goes wide. Out at center ice, Charlie couldn't get it. Atlanta's got it. They give it up at the blue line. Here's Jack. Back for Bear. Rink wide for Abram. Pressure coming. Abram could not get it out. And so Stoney will yank back up the wall. Atlanta able to keep this one alive. Down low, they play it.
Oh, hands down.
Stoney's lucky he didn't get called for a cross check there, as Bear will bustle up ice with it. Bear fights off one check, kicks to his stick, bringing it in, cutting to the slot. Quick shot, pad save by the goaltender. Put a lot of shots on this goaltender's pad. We either got to get to the rebounds or try high. Here's Charlie circling around behind the net, finding the late man. That was Stoney coming down the slot. Couldn't take it cleanly, but he'll hand on back to Ike. Ike taps down the boards. Atlanta intercepts, and they counterpunch the other way. In the middle of a shift change, the man will play it in deep. And the Mavericks with some time as fresh players come over the rail for Atlanta. This pass up ice misfired as Sturba got twisted around, and it's going to be an icing call against the Mavericks. And a rare defensive zone face-off now for Omaha.
Not a lot of play stoppage here in this game so far.
It's just the way you want it. Up and down, let these teams play 5-on-5. Paxson out for the face-off. He's joined by Sturbs and Wyatt Tremaine. Paxson just can't find that puck in his feet. Finally has it now. And here comes Paxson. Moves to the red line, trying to hold off his man. Tremaine brings it in offside as Paxson got knocked down, slid into the offensive zone. Mavericks continue to hit that offensive zone with speed, trying to back off Atlanta as best as they can. Here's Tremaine. He'll stoke it in. Sturbs on the forecheck and knocks down the attempted clear. This one sent up, kept at the blue line. Here's Paxson, quick shot. Goalie saw it the whole way. The Mavericks can get some traffic in front. That can be a dangerous play.
Can't score unless you shoot, and Mavericks are definitely taking advantage of that theory right now.
Allers court right, Taz out there. Nandy and Fleming on the blue line. Bouncing puck. There's Nandy holding top of the slot. Went down low, wanted Allers, and that one just misfires. Wrapped around the wall again. Here's Fleming holding at the right point. Fleming finds a shooting lane, lets one go, and he got the pike with the shot. Fleming holding on again, dangling at the blue line. He'll step in and fire high this time. And the goalie getting it with the stick. Good keep by Nandy at the left point. He tries to send one on goal. That one blocked away. Bouncing puck along the boards. Nandy trying to keep it alive with Oller's help. He does. Will's got it in his feet. Pops it free. Here's Courtwright struggling for it. He's got it now and will shoot. But a glove save made by the goaltender. Great work by Nandy and Ollers along that far wall, doing a great job of keeping the puck in, and it leads to a scoring chance.
Will backing up, Ollers backing up and holding the line as Nandy creeped up on that short wall. Both of them pinched nicely and kept that offensive rush.
2:59 now to go here in the first period. 1-0 Junior Mavericks with the lead in the championship game of the Gopher State President's Cup here in St. Louis Park, Minnesota. Here comes T-Squared. He's got a head of steam. T-Squared poke check. Follow-up came from Vinny, but he snapped it over the net. Puck rings around to the far side. Holding his bear. Down low. Couldn't make connections with a friendly stick. Atlanta has and sends it ahead. This one out to center. Good back check there, and T-Squared able to steal this one back. Puts on the brakes. T-Squared up from the red. He'll snap it in. Vinny in after it. Didn't get great control of it, but was able to steer it farther in before this one is sent up the wall and out. And Bear will charge back for it. Bear, little chip up ice, wanted Charlie. That one driven back in, and offside is called against Atlanta. And so the face-off coming up right outside their zone. 2:12 to go here in the first period. This has been a fun game to watch so far. Jackson, Charlie, Jack. There's Boston now. Angle pass for Jack. A good play there. Jack moving in. Low wrist shot. The rebound there. Quickly cleared up. Holding his Ike. Drubs it down the wall. Wanted Charlie. Instead he finds Jack. Jack now for Charlie. He tried to step out, but his pocket picked. And the puck sent all the way back down. Wide of Rosie. It's an icing call against Atlanta Center Ice.
I'm still only to a 2 count for shots on goal on Rosie. So
seems about right.
Mavs doing a tremendous job of keeping this ice tilted towards the direction they want it.
Paxson on the face-off. He wins it. Jack steers it back. Good job by Boston to angle it down the wall. Atlanta able to take over. Center Ice gets it out to center ice. And now past Boston, he's going to have to chase with player coming hard after him. He gets
elbow high on that one.
Jack along the boards, just gets this one out to center ice. Defenseman goes down. Here's a breakaway for Charlie. Charlie moving in and denied right there on the doorstep as he tried to flip it over the glove of the goaltender. Charlie's got it back though, got staggered, puck loose. Atlanta can't clear it out. Oh, and a high head hit there. Wyatt Tremaine took one right in the head with raised hands. Our coach is rightly incensed on that play, and the referee almost going back at him to say, hey, there was nothing there. You guys don't have a leg to stand on. You could hear the guy's hands crack off his mask. And they're not going to call a penalty.
Wow. Down head first onto the ice after taking a high check
and there was a referee looking right at it, too.
Unbelievable.
Well, we play on. Ollers, Taz, and Courtwright out along with Fleming and Nandy. Taz in applying the pressure, so too is Courtwright. The defenseman trying to relieve the pressure, put it up the wall. Kept alive by the Junior Mavericks. Atlanta's got it, but Ollers has now. He'll funnel it on goal. Save by the goaltender. Saw it all the way, laying on. 44.7 seconds remaining now in the first period. Another offensive zone face-off. Won by Ollers with the puck collected by Atlanta. Can they clear it out? No. Good job by Courtwright to backhand that one deeper into the zone. Ollers is the lone forechecker for now. Played up the wall. This one gets past Nandy. It'll be an icing call. And play stopped yet again. Now with 27.6 seconds to go here in the first period. Quick line change. Fresh line to finish. Stoney, T-squared, Vinny. This is the line that combined for the goal.
Wyatt with his helmet off, getting checked out there, taking a deep breath.
Stoney gets it on goal. Save of the goaltender. Vinny scores! From a sharp angle on the backhand. Vinny able to pot that one. And here in the final minute of the first period, it's a 2-0 lead for the Mavericks.
Who'd that come from? Is that a face-off feed by...
I think it was like Stoney. Stoney would have gotten the assist on that one. No shot is a bad shot in the championship game.
Absolutely.
Put that thing on goal. Make the goalie make the save. Here's Fleming intercepting. Fleming will take it himself. Down the wall, took a big shoulder. The Atlanta guy got the worst of it. And Fleming, trying to shove that in from an impossible angle, saw it deflected out of play. And a penalty coming up on the play. And this is going to be an interference call. Atlanta will lose a man for the next 2 minutes. This will be our first power play of the game with 11.8 seconds to go here in the first stanza. Is that the player that collided with Fleming?
I think so.
Apparently neither one of them had the puck, and that's why you'd get an interference call on that. Big scrum in the corner. Atlanta will be happy to get to the break with that puck right along the wall, and they will. So 13 minutes down here in the championship game of the Gopher State President's Cup. The Mavericks have a 2-0 lead. Goals from the same line, T-squared and Vinny with the tallies. Fans want to thank our sponsors, Charleston Homes, providing the best home building experience in Omaha since 2007. Cottonwood Salon Suite, our thanks to Vinny Zanchesi for all that she does for the players all year long. Nebraska Electric Power Sports. We have electric dirt bikes for all ages. We sell fun. And Joe Chalin Tax Service. Thank you, Joe, during your busy time of year for your support of the Junior Mavericks. Well, power play time carrying over. We've got 1:49 of power play time remaining. As we switch ends, Paxson, Charlie, Jack, Abram, and Bear to begin.
Fist bumps by the goalies as I cried. Did they change goalie? No. There are other goalies very much smaller.
Yep.
So they changed. Way to go, Atlanta goalie.
Yeah,
holding in there after a strong period in the offensive zone.
We don't have any tally of shots on goal, but it's clearly in the Junior Mavericks' favor by a wide margin. Paxson takes his man out as the puck is dumped in. Bear's got it back. That man stays right after him. Bear able to shrug off the check, and he charges back up ice. There's Bear across the line. Bear moving in, looking for the centering feed. He had Paxson cutting. No, he had his defensive partner, Abram Keeney, cutting, and couldn't find him with the pass. Abram will get it again, and he'll lead the rush now. Here's Abram shooting. That one sails wide. The ricochet comes up the boards, and there is Bear to keep it alive. And good job by Jack, just keeping his feet moving. He'll kick to the end boards.
We need a defenseman back here.
Abram now with it. Abram yanks this one to the slot. It's Paxson now taking over. Paxson trying to hand it off for Bear. That play broken up. And Atlanta will come back the other way, 2-on-1. Charlie hurrying to get back into the play as the shot comes through, but Bear able to tip it away. Loose rolling puck in the slot. Atlanta's got it. Trying for another shorthanded bid. This one tossed across the crease and wide. 35 seconds now to go as Abram is able to chip this one out to neutral ice. Puck loose. Jack had it, lost it, and Charlie's got it now. Here's Charlie. Across the line, Charlie hanging on. Line change behind him as he gets a shot off the mask. Bouncing puck. Wyatt Tremaine a shot. That one wide. Rebound stuffed at by Charlie, but covered by the goaltender. And he'll hang on. Boy, that would have been poetry if Tremaine had scored on that shot after taking the hard hit in the face.
Good to see him back out there.
14 seconds to go on this power play, and it is Tremaine and Sturba flanking Allers with Gass and Ike back on the blue line. Face-off win. Sturba toward the cage, kicked out by the goaltender. Allers in the corner for Sturba. Couldn't knock it down cleanly. Here's Boston with it. Kind of fanned on his shot. And Atlanta able to take over and bring it out as the penalty expires. We're back to 5-on-5. Puck to the wall. Atlanta just able to get it in. There is Sturbs trying to slide it through the defender. He does so. They wave off the icing, and so Atlanta Center Ice is going to have to play it. Allers is the forechecker. It's his man.
Allers.
Luckily, there was no penalty there. Here's Boston holding and throwing in front. Kicked out by the goaltender. Wyatt Tremaine hanging on, flipping toward the cage. Sturb in there, causing all sorts of havoc as this puck is played up the wall. Ike, a good pitch to keep it alive. Here's Wyatt Ike now sashaying through. We'll hand it on back to Allers. He'll give now to Gass. Gass fires one. Save made by the goaltender. Rebound dumped around the wall. Allers to it first. He sidesteps the big check of the larger player. He bangs it out of his feet, but kept alive by Ike. Now here's Taz pivoting with it. Taz trying to get through traffic. High bouncing puck. Jousting for it is Ike. And finally, this one brought out to center by Atlanta. Good back check by Taz. He's able to break up that play. And here comes Ike with some room. Ike sprinting ahead, being grabbed at from behind. He's got Kortright with him, trying to call his own number. Then it's Kortright who gets the eventual shot on goal. And the glove save made by the goaltender. Boy, lots to applaud on either end of the ice. And the Junior Mavericks continue to apply the pressure. Up 2-0 now with 9:55 to go here in the second period. Kortright, Stoney, Taz, Nandy, and Fleming. The quintet out there for the Junior Mavericks right now. Tugged along by Kortright, couldn't get it deep. Atlanta tries for the long stretch pass. Mavericks able to knock it down. Loose right there in the slot. Kortright and Taz creating all sorts of havoc. Now here's Stoney across the blue line. Dangerous pass. It's poked out to center. Here's Fleming bringing it back in.
Oh, that was on.
Kortright was back on side, but the referee had already made up his mind and blows play dead. 9:36 to go now, second period. 2-0. Junior Mavericks trying to build on their lead.
The cross-eyed ref.
Paxson, T-squared, Vinny. Vinny's got it now off the pass from Nandy. Here comes Vinny in, fanned on his shot. The loose puck sent all the way back down. And icing is called on the play. The Mavericks just keep coming in waves here. It's been a lot of fun to watch here as the guys keep their feet moving and really are putting a lot of pressure on this Atlanta team in its own end. Paxson for the draw. He wins it. Oh! Back to Fleming. Couldn't handle it cleanly, so this one poked off his stick and out to center. He'll hurry back to get it. Here's Fleming up for returning Paxson. Paxson's got some room and he's got T-squared with him. T-squared will carry it in. Inside the line. He lost the puck. It's popped out to center. Nandy for his defensive partner, Fleming. Fleming stripped. And the Mavericks back to recover. Paxson, rink wide. Terrific pass to Vinny. Vinny gains the red, then got tangled up with one of the Atlanta players. Puck in, cleared out of the zone. Fleming waits for his man to clear the zone before dumping it in, but here comes Atlanta back the other way. Nandy with it now at his own blue line. Nandy's going to rumble ahead now. Runs right over his man. Puck loose. T-squared. Freed it up for Vinny. He got hit. T-squared couldn't step through. And this puck sent between two Mavericks all the way back down. Icing is the call yet again on the play. Now 8:24 to go in the second period. Goals in this game from T-squared and Vinny. The Mavericks a 2-0 lead.
Getting a little more physicality here.
Just a little bit. Well, Atlanta's doing its best to try and slow the Mavericks down. They are just coming in waves, as we said before. Allers,
sacrificing the body to do so.
Yep. Allers, Jack, and Charlie out there. Allers wins it back. Abram to Bear. Bear marching in, trying to send it in front. Good stick lift there, and Jack takes his man down.
Nice.
Good hockey play right there. Jack trying to backhand it in front. That one broken up. Sent around the boards. Abram has dumped it down the kick plate. Jack digs it out. Allers back for Jack trying to march in, but it chilly dipped off his stick and goes to the corner. Good shoulder-on-shoulder play there as this one sent around the wall. Bear holding at the point. Bear in for the shot. Didn't get through as Atlanta able to block it away. Here they come the other way. Allers on the back check, leans on his man, sets him up for Abram. Abram takes over and knocks that one away. Here's Jack with it now. Jack looking up ice and finding Charlie. Here comes Charlie moving in 1-on-2. Charlie dangling down the wall. Tried to cut to the middle and got closed off. Atlanta will bring it ahead. Oh boy, Sturbs nearly had a man set up for a freight train hit. Allers able to free the puck up on the back check, and the Mavericks just able to eke it out to center ice. There's Charlie with it again at the end of a long shift. Charlie could not get around. Good back check by the defender. He gave the puck up though. Here's Abram toward the cage. Save made by the goaltender, and he'll hang on.
I'm kind of glad Sturba missed on that check. That could have been a really deadly hit.
That could have been deadly on both of them. They were both going at a high rate of speed.
Open ice.
Line change, and Stoney comes out with Sturbs and Tremaine, Boss and Ike on the blue line. Atlanta able to control the face-off. Here they come. Looking for some open ice. There just isn't a lot of it as the Mavericks really going whole hog on the back check. Here's Sturbs now. Sturbs trying to muscle this one out. Couldn't find room. Stoney will back it up. Back is Boston to get it. Snapped around the wall. Sturber run into. Still couldn't clear it out. Ike will take over. Here comes Wyatt Ike, weaving his way through center ice. Ike with it into the offensive zone. Defenseman steps up and knocks that puck away. Penalty coming up, and an interference call forthcoming. I think it's Sturbs who's going to go. Kind of set a little bit of a pick there, and the Mavericks will be tested on the penalty kill for the first time in this game. 2-0 is their lead. The old saw about the 2-0 lead is the toughest lead in hockey.
We're seeing that pushiness come in here. We've reached the halfway point in this game, and Atlanta knowing they got to do something.
Paxton and Vinny, the forwards killing off the penalty, along with Dandy and Fleming on the blue line. Atlanta's got it. They send it in front. Taken over, and Fleming will speed this one back down on goal, and that keeps the clock moving instead of being an icing. Here comes Vinny. Vinny forces the puck free. He'll circle around and fire, and the save made by the goaltender. Here's Atlanta trying to go the other way with a long touchdown pass. They misfire, and that will go for an icing. Idling the clock with 1:34 still to go on the penalty to Sturbs, and 5:59 to go here in the second period.
How about Vinny Heater on that forecheck?
Vinny's got rockets on his skates today. He is flying. Allers and T-Squared out along with Bear and Keeney now on this penalty kill. Won by Atlanta, and they'll bring it up. Bear had to get knocked by him. Clearing attempt, kept alive. That shot sent through the crease and wide. T-Squared trying to nudge it up the boards. Abram will take it instead for Allers. Got knocked down from behind.
Slew foot.
But T-Squared able to take over. He'll bustle up ice shorthanded. Here's a break for T-Squared. He moves in and thunders one wide of the net. This one will ricochet all the way back out to center ice. Bear now drifting back before clearing to center ice. Atlanta trying to enter the zone. They will down the left wing. Deflected shot. Rosie ushers that one aside. Thrown back in front again. A man cutting for the pass. Couldn't get there. T-Squared absolutely stapled the Atlanta player who kept that puck in. And here comes T-Squared the other way. From the Reds, sent on goal. Big rebound there. Atlanta able to get to it first. Allers, though, keeping it bottled up for now before finally the clear out to center. Banged away from Jack. Abram had his back. He'll snap it back to the Atlanta blue line. This one played in as Allers takes a man down. And here's Jack now. Jack strips. Bear bangs it back up, and Jack's got it. Turning to join is Stoney, but this shot on goal snared to the goaltender who hangs on. And that once more will idle us here with 4:35 to go in the second period and 10 seconds remaining on that penalty to Sturbs. Stoney finishing off with Jack, Boston, and Ike. Stoney trying to win it forward. Jack's got it now. Jack steps around his man. Sends it in front. He missed for Stoney, but got Ike for the chance. Jack on the rebound, the backhander off the outside of the net as we're back to 5-on-5. Loose puck here near side. Held by Boston at the point. Boston down the boards. Charlie gives it back to him. Boston flings one toward the cage. Atlanta able to get it, but then they just give it right back up. Here's Charlie holding on at the wall. Charlie sidesteps one, couldn't avoid the second man. Atlanta bringing it back ahead. Ike comes across, cuts that puck off, and he will bring it out. Wyatt Ike with good speed, but just lost the puck. Nearly got it back. Taz has it now. He'll shoot. The save made to the goaltender, able to steer that one away. Atlanta trying to send players up ice. Omaha slowing things in transition, but Atlanta's got some numbers now as they come in 3-on-3. Check there by Stoney. Here's a chance in tight as Atlanta got a loose puck. A good job by Rosie to hold tight to his post, and Stoney's back on with it. He's run into, the puck goes to the corner. Charlie's got this one now. Charlie run into, double teamed there. Atlanta's got the puck, and this one's sent ahead. 2-on-2 as Atlanta brings it up ice. Little floater on goal, broke off of Rosie and goes to the end wall. Swung around to the far side. There's Taz, sidesteps the check, and then duels with a man. Here's Paxson now with it. Paxson got it just to the blue line. Ike follows to clear it out, and then in the middle of a shift change, Wyatt Tremaine came on to the ice offside. And that one stops the clock yet again. Now with 2:42 to go here in the second period, it remains a 2-0 lead for the Junior Mavs. Paxson, Sturbs, Tremaine, Fleming, and Nandy. Face-off won by Paxson. Nandy's got it. Played it just in. Spike back to Tremaine, who got it in deeper, but Atlanta able to clear it back out. There's Fleming. Down the boards. Atlanta does not want to spend any more time in its own zone than it has to. They're going to wave off the icing here, and so Nandy's got to play this one, saying that this one was deflected. Nandy gives to a turning Wyatt Tremaine. Big collision. 3 players involved in that behind the Maverick net. There is Tremaine. Dishes to himself off the wall. Chased down by Sturbs, and Poole cued farther. But Atlanta takes back on this one. Good strip by Tremaine. Sturbs with a chance, but he couldn't get good lumber on it. And Atlanta will bring it up ice. The player met at the line by Paxson. Now to the end boards. Fleming battling for it. Paxson there to help out. Gives it up for Tremaine. Couldn't handle it cleanly. Back at the point. The shot off the hand of Fleming. Could have called a hand pass, but they don't. And here comes Fleming back on. Has Tremaine in front. Big shot. Got the glass. And the ricochet all the way back down. Now with 90 seconds to go here in the second period. Here's Nandy. Nandy moving it up. Trying to catch Atlanta in the middle of a shift change. He's poke checked, and the puck is cleared back in. And the opportunity goes away. Here's Nandy again. Tipped along by Tremaine. Hadn't gained the red line. This will be an icing call against the Junior Mavericks. And a face-off back in their end. Now 1:11 to go in the second period. 2-0. Junior Mavs with the advantage. They'll get fresh players out there. And it's Allers, Vinny, and T-Squared, along with Abram and Bear. Won by Atlanta. They can't make anything of it. And T-Squared will step up ice with it. T-Squared moving in. Pedal to the metal. Lost it. Got it back. Stripped. Vinny will Poole cue it to him. Now handed on back to Bear. Bear fires. Save for the goaltender. And he'll hang on. Allers Allers had his stick up in the air, saying to Bear, I was alone at that far post. It's all right. That's all right. Keep being there and you'll get your chances.
Yeah. That was a low shot too, so he was in the right spot for a rebound as well.
That's right. Now an offensive zone face-off. One ahead. Allers pursuing it to the end wall. Takes his man out. Frees the puck up for Vinny. Vinny with a man draped all over him. Sent it around the kick plate. T-squared had it. Got it knocked away. Bear follows. Rocket shot. Missed the mark. Puck to the wall.
Oh!
Pitch buck.
Oh!
Abram got drilled from behind.
Motionless.
He is still
there
down.
He goes. Holy cow.
That was not going to be called until Bennett got up and said, hey, what the heck? And then the referee reluctantly puts his arm up. That is a dangerous hit on Abram Keeney.
Good Lord.
The second dangerous hit that our players have absorbed today, and finally a penalty called on this one. This should be a little bit extra.
Good Lord, his face first into that glass. Horrible hit from behind. Out comes the EMS right away.
Take control of the game!
Abram getting up. He'll go back to the bench. Abram's a warrior. He is taking a lump here, though. That was one heck of a hit that he absorbed there right along the wall. And a power play to come.
That's a major. Here he's signaling for another player to come to the box. That's a major all day long.
That's more than one to that young man.
Was that the kid that hit Tremaine the last time?
I'm not sure. So the power play begins with Allers, Vinny, T-squared, Bear, and Wyatt Eike. They've only got 2 minutes up on the board. Face-off win, right back to Bear. Fires one, saved by the goaltender. Need to start finding a way to take away that goaltender's eyes. He's seeing those long-range shots really well. Try it again. Allers on the face-off. Another clean win back to Bear. Bear shoots one, tipped away. Ike's got it, steers it on back for Bear again. Bear fires this one wide of the cage. T-squared on it. T-squared, able to get around one man. Dumped in front was Vinny. Puck cleared, but not out. Allers able to hold on to this one. Will fights this one to the corner. Will's got it. Swept it in front. It comes all the way out to Bear. He'll fire one, and that one got the glass as the horn sounds, ending the second period. Still a minute and a half of power play time for the Junior Mavericks when they start the third period. They will go to this break with a 2-0 lead. Fans want to thank our sponsors, Nebraska Electric Power Sports. Experience the future of electric dirt bikes. We sell fun. That's Nebraska Electric Power Sports. Also Joe Chalin Tax Services. Charleston Homes, voted #1 Best of Omaha for 2025. Thank you, Charleston Homes. And as well, thanks to Aunt Jessie and Cottonwood Salon Suite for your support of the Junior Mavericks. Well, one period to go, Matt, here in the championship game. At least we hope it's only one more period. Junior Mavericks have carried the play for a good chunk of this one, but it is still just a 2-0 lead. And a power play goal here to start the third period would serve them well.
Keeney up and moving around on the bench. Acting normal, but likely going to be sitting a couple shifts. He's moving a little bit slow. Definitely shaken, but nice to see him moving around on the bench and not hanging his head.
Abram is an outstanding defensive defenseman. He's one of those guys who you can count on to rarely get beaten. And he's a guy who we could sure use in the lineup here as we protect this 2-0 lead and try to build on it. Stoney wins the face-off. Here's Boston. Good sauce ahead for Taz. Taz moving up ice, trying to go around the defenseman. Puts on the brakes, lost the puck. This one rattled around the boards, and Boston is back to retrieve. Boston rink wide. Stoney lost it. Here's Ike now. Ike gathering speed at center as he sidesteps to check. Wyatt Ike moving in. Wyatt Ike ducks the shoulder, moves in across the crease. ran into a player and got knocked down, but gets the puck back. Here's Ike now, got it in front, cleared away. Taz has, he'll march in, deflected shot. That one goes right to Ike, whose quick snapper on goal is swallowed up by the goaltender, who hangs on. Now 46 seconds remaining here in this power play.
Oh, shoot. Forgot to mark the power play.
So I'm not the only one who messes up the scoring there, huh? Jack, Charlie, Paxson, out along with Fleming and Nandy. Here's a shot right in front, loose puck. Going down was Charlie, couldn't get good lumber on it. Charlie a collision with a big player along the end wall. Charlie able to pull it out. He'll shoot, save made with the goaltender. Rebound, hops over the stick of Fleming and goes all the way down. They're waving it off, but Fleming never touched it. Should have called for an icing there. Here is Fleming. Fleming speeding up ice, trying to find a lane. Collides with a player just inside the blue line. And Fleming will take over on this one. Final 10, winking away on the power play. And Fleming runs over another man to get this puck deep. Charlie in after it behind the net. It's knocked away from him. Here's Paxson. Paxson able to keep it alive. Fleming set up for the shot, and that one goes into the chest of the goaltender. Rebound was loose in front. Atlanta's got it. Good check there by Paxson. Keeps that puck alive. Here's Charlie with it now. Charlie pivoting out. He'll fire one. Save made by the goaltender. Jack bumps into the goaltender, and then he gets drilled from behind. And we'll have penalties coming up on play.
He didn't hit the goalie. He didn't hit the goalie. He's going for the puck.
11-11 to go here in the third period, and we'll have penalties probably to each side or just one.
Why do you have a major? Why do you have a major? Hitting with your elbows tucked. Figure it out.
It's all right. It's all right. It's all right. We got a face-off coming up here. Player for each team going off. That's the way it should be in that situation. Jack, I believe, going off for the Mavericks. He was right in the heat of that. 4 hockey sticks up there. 11-11 to go here in the third period. And Nick Bennett trying to get an explanation from the referee. It's too bad we didn't have the referees from this morning's game. Those guys really did a good job of keeping a lid on that game. That has not been the case for this particular crew of Zebras here. They have let a lot go by, and it's gotten a little bit too snarly here because of the work of these guys. So we're going to play 5-on-5.
I'll calm down.
With each team losing a man for the next 2 minutes.
I'll calm down here, Dave.
Holler's out along with Tremaine and Sturbs. And Abram Keeney, nice to see him back out there along with his defensive partner, Bear. Jack looks like he picked up something extra there. It's actually a power play for the Mavericks. So I think what we had happen is maybe a double minor given to the Atlanta player and just one given to Jack. Unless he got a full-on misconduct and is gone for 10 minutes. Shot there by Bear, missed the mark. Tremaine trying to get it back to his defense. This one hopped over the stick of Sturba. Mavericks will regroup at center ice. Brought back in by Abram. Abram fires, save of the goaltender. Charging in for the rebound with Sturbs, but the goalie able to get his glove on and hang on.
Abram back out there.
Yeah, he looks okay. I'm sure he's feeling a little sore. Holler's in for this face-off. He won it. Mavericks don't have clean control of it. Popped along by Abram. Keeps the clearing attempt alive. Good job by Abram to march in. Threw it across the slot and wide. And Atlanta will take it back. Sent around the kick plate again. Abram able to keep it alive. Abram in front. Oh, there was Tremaine, but he steered it just wide. Played back around to the near side. Bear had it roll off his tape. He'll have to send it rink wide to Hollers, who is covering for Keeney. And now Hollers sends it back across, and Bear will march it up ice. Sidesteps one. Bear into the offensive zone. Had trouble with it, so he'll dump it in. Tremaine to it next. Wyatt Tremaine steps off the boards. Threw it across. Here's Bear stepping in. He'll shoot. Pad save by the goaltender. Abram the bump. The puck deflected. It hops over the stick of Bear, and he's got to track it down. Allers did a good job of dropping back because Atlanta was trying to send somebody behind the defense. Allers has it now. He sees an opening and will move in. Allers fires one. Oh, and he got the glass. Rebound poked up. Allers slows it down. Kept by Boston. He'll shoot, and that one wide. Rebound to Tremaine. Tremaine hanging on. That play broken up, and the puck cleared all the way back down. They wave off the icing, and the clock continues to move with 25 seconds to go in the Junior Mavericks power play. 9.5 remaining here in the third period. Championship game of the Gopher State President's Cup. It remains a 2-0 lead for the Junior Mavericks. Stoney back to retrieve this puck. He'll send it up the boards. And this one drifts past T-squared and back into the Atlanta end. Here comes Vinny. Played away from him and back to the Maverick line. Taken next by Ike. He'll twist his way up ice. Ike into the offensive zone. Goes around one. Lays it to the slot. No one there to take that pass. And Atlanta will send it all the way back down. Just makes the goal line. And icing is called. 8:57 remaining now in the third period. And another offensive zone faceoff upcoming for the Mavericks. Paxson out along with Taz and Courtright. It is Fleming and Nandy on the blue line. Atlanta winning the faceoff. Paxton's got his man wedged off. 3 against 1. Stepping in was Nandy to keep it alive. Atlanta able to come out with this. They hadn't quite gained the red line, but they're going to let him dump it in anyway. Fleming off the forechecking Atlanta player. Tipped out to center by Courtright. Atlanta back on it, and this one played in deep. Atlanta getting the loose puck first, sent it in front. Good play by Nandy. He lost it off his tape, but Nandy will pool cue that one out to Courtright at center. Here's Jake bringing it down the boards. Wanted to send it through to Taz. The follow-up from Nandy. Puck is loose. Mavericks batted along. Atlanta clears it out. Fleming's got it back. His team clears the zone. He'll send it back in on goal. Dumped out to center. Charlie, just from the bench, carries it in offside. And that stops the clock. Well, it's supposed to stop the clock, but it's still rolling. The clock is still rolling. The clock is still rolling. The clock is still... Got to stop the clock, folks.
The referee is signaling for it. He finally got it stopped.
Yeah, they ran off about 10 seconds there.
Yeah. Not sure if the Mavericks really are concerned about that.
No. Allers, Charlie, Jack, after serving his penalty, along with Bear and Abram. Atlanta jabs it up the wall. Thrown back along. Jack couldn't get it. Abram takes his man down. Here's Atlanta back across, but they're broken up. Charlie for the carry ahead by Abram. Abram across. Oh, just got tangled up. Follow-up from Jack. His shot goes wide. Allers throws it back in front. Loose side of the net. Atlanta able to send it around the kick plate, but Charlie to it first. Charlie around his man and around another. Charlie tried to walk in. Too many blue and red jerseys there. Here comes Atlanta the other way. Long-range shot. Save made by Rosie. He'll cover it up. And a face-off to come with 7:10 now to go in the third period. And a line change for the Junior Mavericks. Stoney, Sturbs, Tremaine out with Ike and Boss. Good win by Stoney. Mavericks trying to clear it out. Tremaine skates by his man. This one loops in on goal. Stoney kind of threw his leg up trying to knock it down. You got to let that thing just go through.
Yeah.
Don't run the risk of that changing directions on Rosie. He's going to have a beat on it. Woo. Puck down. Mavericks control. Boston will backhand it around to the near wing side. This one still loose in the offensive zone, or defensive zone, I should say, for the Mavericks. Penalty coming up to Atlanta. Delayed call on. As this gets touched by center ice, the call will come down. It's going to be a cross check. And Mavericks are going to get a power play out of it.
Trip and a cross check as far as I'm concerned there.
So offensive zone draw upcoming for the Mavericks. They'll send out Paxson, Vinny, and T-Squared to start this power play. Nandy and Fleming on the blue line. Puck down. Atlanta clearing attempt, knocked away. Good forechecking by Vinny. There's Paxson now. His man goes down, the puck is free. Paxson able to dig it out. Paxson stepping out, wanted to shoot. Had his pocket picked. Good recovery by Paxson to keep it alive.
Punches
For Vinny, who was throwing punches.
Oh, head hunting.
Here's T-Squared up high. Oh, it skipped off of Fleming's stick and comes out to center ice. He'll go rink wide for Nandy and back to Fleming. Fleming able to settle it down, gains the red. Now the blue line taken down by a flying shoulder there. Atlanta trying to clear it out, and they just do so. But Nandy will take it back. Nandy follows this one, able to poke it in. Atlanta takes it back. They'll ice the puck, and play stopped. Now with 1:07 to go in the Omaha power play, 5:54 the time to go here in the third period. 2-0. Goals both in the first period, or do we have 1-1? I can't
I
remember.
believe we had both in the first period.
Yep, from both T-Squared and from Vinny.
Seconds left in the first period.
Allers on the face-off, won by Atlanta, but Will got it back. Threw it through the feet of Taz. Here's Bear now marching in with it. Bear applies the brakes. Wanted T-Squared. Instead, Allers will take it and blast one wide of the net. Abram at the point. His shot deflected away. Good job to keep it alive. He able to poke it in deep, and it goes on the goal. Still good forechecking going on for the Junior Mavericks, trying to keep that puck bottled up, and they do so. Here's Taz with it now. Taz looking for Allers, who will take over now. Here's Allers stepping in. He'll wrist one, and that one waffle boarded away by the goaltender. Courtright tapped it, wanted Taz. Instead, it's Atlanta bringing it back ahead with 25 to go in their penalty kill. It's a shorthanded bid. It goes on goal, and Rosie, the save. He'll squeeze it and hang on. 21 to go in the power play, and 5:07 now to go here in the third period. As Stoney comes out along with Jack and Charlie, Ike and Boss with it. Boss, terrific outlet feed. He just split the feet of Charlie. Atlanta gets it back, but they give it back up again. Here's Ike now, sidesteps one. Wyatt Ike moving in. Heels up along the wall, closed off, puck dragged out, but right to Stoney. Stoney moving in, low shot off a skate. Puck loose along the end wall. Jack, a good check there to free that puck up. He knocked it in front, banged away from Charlie, but Ike will hold the far point. Now Ike, around two. Ike right there to Jack, steered it on goal, rebound chance for Stoney! And the goaltender, a terrific save to get across and hang on. Keeping this a 2-0 game. Good puck movement there. All started by the dipsy-do of Wyatt Ike.
Great goaltending here by this Atlanta goaltender.
Here's Charlie, sharp angle shot, fought off. Atlanta will dish to center ice. Great job by Stoney to knock it down, sprays Charlie the other way. Charlie wanted Jack, just misfired for him, and this one angled back out to the Maverick zone. Clock continuing to hit the smaller numbers, down to 4:05 to go here in the third period. Charlie, poke check, puck loose. Ike will take it back. Here's Wyatt Ike around the pitching defenseman. Can he keep it moving up ice? He does. Ike moving in, has Jack in front, takes it himself for a backhander, and the save made by the goaltender. This guy's so hard to beat one-on-one. You've got to change the angle and make him move a little bit. And that time the goaltender stayed with Ike and was able to make the save. Paxson, Taz, Courtright out with Fleming and Nandy. Paxson jousting for it along the wall. Jake trying to hold it in. It comes back to Nandy. his shovel chance broken up. Mavericks need to hurry back. Atlanta's got the numbers. Fleming meets his man at the line and strips that puck away. Atlanta gets it again. Taz tying up his man. Good back check there by Taz. Sent it ahead for Courtright. Courtright's got a step. He'll move in with Atlanta pursuing, and a diving play made to poke it off his stick. Taz along the wall. Outman, but got it free, and then Jake wraps one through the slot and wide. Good back check by Taz, keeping Atlanta slowed up in transition. Puck at center ice. Paxson able to take it over and nudge it back in. Drubbed up the wall. Fleming had this one, waiting for Paxson to clear the zone. He'll lift it in, and the Mavericks able to get a shift change on as Tremaine and Sturba go out there, and Allers now joining. Poke check at the line by Nandy. Keeps it alive. Here's Tremaine for Sturba on goal. Pad save by the goaltender. And the rebound sent up ice and just out to center. Fleming steers it along for Sturbs. Sturbs chips back down the wall. Fleming will give chase. Turned around the boards. Holding his Nandy. Didn't get much on his shot as that one trickles away. And then the goaltender out to take out Tremaine. Here's Allers staggering off the wall. Couldn't maintain control of the puck, but Fleming will hold. Little chip to Allers at the half wall now. Will struggling with it, and he got poke checked, and the puck comes out to center ice. Nandy drifting back, then sending it ahead to a turning Wyatt Ike. He gives on for Sturbs. One hands it back to Tremaine. And now Sturbs will fire it deeper. We're under 2 minutes to go now here in the third period. Ike forces a bad pass. Fleming couldn't get it. Vinny charging in off the bench, but it's poke checked away from him. And here comes Atlanta back up ice with it. Atlanta will nudge it up the wall. Allers leans on his man. There's Bear. This player able to get around Bear. Bear then sends him into the boards. And Fleming will take over, trying to clear it out. He can't, but Atlanta can't find it. And this one sent out by Vinny to center ice. 80 seconds now remaining here in the third period. T-Squared, good job to knock that one down with his skate. T-Squared holds off his man and dumps it in. The Mavericks, that's what they're trying to do now, is make it hard for Atlanta to get up ice. So the clock continuing to wink down. Here is Jack now. Excuse me, Bear. One Davis instead of the other. It's Vinny who's able to nudge it in. Atlanta back to retrieve. 55 seconds to go now in the third period. Long up ice pass, misfired. Abram will just clear it out to Vinny at center, and he'll backhand it in off an Atlanta stick, and so no icing called on the play. The clock continues to move. 40 seconds now to go. Good forecheck by T-Squared. Atlanta able to twist their way up ice with it. Mavericks have to hurry back as Atlanta brings it ahead. Long range shot, dinged off the pipe. Rebound sent back toward the net, but off a Maverick skate. And this one now will rattle to the boards. 20 seconds to go. Scooped by Bear, out to center. Charlie couldn't advance it. Thrown back in offside by Atlanta, and a neutral zone draw with 17.7 seconds to go here in the third period. The face-off will be at center ice. Paxson, Charlie, Jack, out along with Wyatt, Ike, and Boss.
The young man that hit Allers just coming out of the box for his 10-minute major.
Puck sent in. And here is Ike. Atlanta sending all kinds of players after him. Wyatt Ike.
Empty net.
We'll get this one just out to center ice. Across for Jack. Final seconds wink away. And the Omaha Jr Mavericks are the Gopher State President's Cup champs as they shut out Atlanta center ice today by the score of 2-0. A worthy championship game and a terrific effort from both of these teams.
Yeah.
Outstanding effort from the Atlanta goaltender today.
I was just
who
going to
made
say that.
some 10-bell saves to keep this game as tight as it was. His team heavily outshot today, and boy, did he do a marvelous job in the twine for center ice.
Atlanta being classified as a AA team coming into this tournament. Playing down and probably even ranked here. This was a good, worthy opponent for the Omaha Mavericks. The offensive barrage, just Mavericks, the cycling, the passing, just tremendous this weekend. That goalie has got to be darn proud of himself. The ultimate show of sportsmanship here as handshakes at Center Ice take place.
Real good effort, a hard-fought game from both teams. And a terrific way to end this President's Day weekend for the Junior Mavericks, who pick up their third shutout of the tournament.
My goodness.
A shutout for Rosie, and one certainly to savor here as they get set for their next tournament in a couple of weeks at home. Well, we've got the yard sale to clean up on the ice, but before that, it's the awarding of the medals and the banners here for these teams. This was a nice tournament, Matt. I think we really had a good time here. This is a terrific facility. They've done a good job organizing things. And while there are always, you can always nitpick issue here and there, perhaps with the officiating in this championship game. Both teams probably have a bone to pick. But at the end of the day,
kudos to Atlanta for the hard-fought comeback to make it back to the championship too. There were some worthy opponents in this tournament, and unfortunately for the Sharks, they lost their goalie. I think they would have been another worthy opponent that had some decent skaters on that team. So,
yeah, this Atlanta team, the Junior Mavericks beat them 8-3 in the first game of the tournament. And you kind of wonder, after seeing this game, how that happened.
Yeah.
How did they beat them by 5 goals? Because this was really a terrific opponent and a fitting championship game.
They made some adjustments and definitely deserve to be in this championship with the Mavericks.
What was your final shot?
Well done. It's hard to go home after a loss, but these guys from Atlanta certainly can hold their heads high. A terrific effort here this weekend.
Well, it happened to us in Des Moines. Rode all the way to the championship and then lost in that championship game. So keeping your heads high, going back to work, and getting after it.
Bear getting the honor as the captain of handing out the medals to his teammates. Great work up and down the lineup, really. They're really impressed by the contributions from everybody in the Mavericks sweaters. Nice to see smiles and hopefully no lasting effects from some of those hard hits that guys like Abram Keeney and Wyatt Tremaine, who are standing next to each other on that line, took in this game today.
Definitely. Good to see Abram out there with his head up, smiling. Hard work pays off, and these boys definitely did it.
While we've had this opportunity, I want to say one final thank you to our sponsors in the broadcast today. Thank you to Nebraska Electric Power Sports. They have electric dirt bikes for all ages. We sell fun, Nebraska Electric Power Sports. For Joe Chalin Tax Services, thank you to Vinny's Grandpa Joe. Charleston Homes, providing the best home building experience in Omaha since 2007 and voted #1 Best of Omaha for 2025. And as well, our thanks as always to Aunt Jessie and Cottonwood Salon Suite for your sponsorship of the Omaha Junior Mavericks this season. Well, it's picture time for the Mavericks as they pick up the championship banner. Paxton and Will Fleming getting this one and bringing it back over for team photo. Celebration of the terrific work done by all those young men and their coaches. Coach Nick Bennett, Grant Tesnalodek, and Steve Maresh, and Susie Sturba. Great job by one and all in picking up the tournament victory here in St. Louis Park, Minnesota this weekend. And And thanks to Jamie Caney for taking those photos.
Absolutely.
She does a terrific job. Her action shots are really something. And the still lifes too are pretty good.
It takes a village. It takes a village.
Well, our thanks to everybody for tuning in today and watching this championship performance. Second tournament championship for the Junior Mavericks. They will get a next week off before their final home tournament of the season. That will be the Omaha Stampede, the final weekend in February. And of course, if you can't be there for it, that's what Matt and Chase and I are here for, to bring it to you here on YouTube. So
hopefully a lot more fans will be there in person for our home tournament. We're looking forward to bring home a trophy and a bunch of opportunity to you two guys. Nice. That goalie is unbelievable. You guys played so hard. Appreciate you guys coming all the way up here. This was a great tournament.
So it's time for the ride or the flight home, and for everyone here, thanks for watching, and we will talk to you soon.